Welcome to a special Talking Live. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig here in Starshop Studios in Times Square. We have Julianna Zobrist, who is an amazing recording artist and author and celebrity mother of three and wife of Ben Zobrist, who is a very famous baseball star, right? He is most valuable player. Did I get that right?
Of the World Series that had not been won in 108 years.
And he is with the Chicago Cubs. So we are thrilled to find out what she is up to. She has a very, very powerful message for women out there to support one another. And that is part of her message right now. And so we are going to, without any further ado, welcome to New York City. Thank you so much for being here.
I love being here. I love getting to look out and see New York City and see Times Square.
And New York City loves you, and you have that New York City vibe too. I love it. No, the shoes and the outfit is great.
I have fun.
So you do so many things, and so many things well. You really are an inspiration to young women out there. You are a model of how to live your life well. So I'm hoping that you could share some of your secrets, because you are happily married. You have three beautiful children that are young, and you managed to maintain your passion for writing songs, singing songs. You have a record label, right? Is that correct?
So my record came out last year.
Last year, Shatterproof, and you wrote a book.
Yes.
And you're writing another book. So I'm sure everybody asks you this question: how do you do it all? How do you manage everything that you manage?
For us, for our family, it comes down to perspective and priority. When my husband was first drafted into the minor leagues, he called me. We were engaged at the time, and he said, and I was traveling as a musician at the time and in school. And he said, if we're going to do this, we've got to commit to doing this together. And so we prioritized from the beginning what it was that we wanted, and we were unapologetic about that. And that has been key for me, of just owning my life. I'm a wife. Number one, I want that marriage to be successful for the rest of time. I want to go down. It's like history book writing these days. I want that for us, and he wants that for us. And so we have these three amazing children, and we fight for that, to keep that together. And for us, it's required sort of rewriting success. Like, what success is to us, to the Zobrist family, is maybe a little bit different than what somebody else would define as success,
How do you think success for you is different, let's say, than from other families? I mean, you're incredibly wise, because there you have to put energy into it. You have to have a vision for it, and it doesn't happen automatically.
No, it's like if you work out really hard for a year, you don't get to take the rest of your life off from working out, and you're
Isn't that unfortunate?
I'm I know. I wish.
About that.
I'm super sad about that. I'm like, why can that not be true?
You don't look like you need to be sad about that, but yes.
So I mean, for us, I think it looks different because we've maybe sacrificed some success from our careers that we could have had, some opportunities that we have been placed in front of us, and we've had to turn down because it's required too much time away from each other or from our children.
I was very struck when I was doing a little reading about you, how you turned down certain major record labels and opportunities because it didn't fit in well with your family's schedule, and I guess with your idea of success. Was that hard? Because I know it's very easy to say, family first, and I'm going to turn down an opportunity that comes my way. But for you, you actually did it. What did it take at that moment in time when you got offered that big deal? And it could have really been very life-changing in a certain kind of way. But you thought, nope, this doesn't fit in with the structure of my life.
Right. Well, I cried. Like a lot.
I cried. That's good to know.
And read through it with my husband. We prayed about it. We talked to the kids, and
I love that you prayed about it.
Yeah.
I really, in my book and just in terms of my work as a therapist, I think in order to be mentally healthy, you have to incorporate spirituality into your life. And sometimes that works well with religion, and sometimes people do it independently. Yes. But it is the only way to get perspective.
Right. I agree. It's the way of kind of removing yourself from the circumstance and going, okay, don't think about just this record deal. Think about 20 years from now. Because I'm not ignorant of what it would take for me to follow through with, this tour that they're wanting me to put on. I'm not ignorant of what that takes. I'm not ignorant of the baseball schedule. So I want this ultimately, and no amount of success in career would be worth it if I looked back and my family was in shambles.
Right.
That for me, and that's just me, that's just me. And that's what I want. I want that legacy. So kind of looking ahead and then working backwards.
I think that's brilliant. I really think that's brilliant, and why you are the success that you are, because you're able to look at life from that perspective. Most people can't. It's immediate gratification or a lot of attention in the moment, and you are incredibly talented. I love your music.
Thank you.
I happen to love Christian music, and I'm Jewish, but I love it. No, I really do. I feel like the voices are better. I don't know if they have some connection to God. I really do. I have it downloaded on my iTunes. And I just want to say to everybody out there, when we post the show, and please feel free to share it, but I'm going to link to Julianna's website so you can buy her books, you can get her songs, and she also has jewelry on there, which I was very excited about, and t-shirts and lots of different things on there. So anyone can get anything, and I will be posting that, so you can look forward to that, because you have great things on. I loved your t-shirts and all of that. So. But your words, I think, are so relatable, and that's what struck me. When you write your songs, they're very intimate, and it's almost like we're your friend, and hearing how you feel in that vulnerable moment.
Yes.
Is that hard to do as a songwriter, or is that how songwriters just think? Or maybe just good songwriters?
Yeah, everyone's very different. I don't know that I would classify myself like a really great songwriter, but what's important to me is to not be afraid of those in-between moments. I don't want to just talk about the good. I don't want to just talk about, coming out of a hard struggle and there's hope at the end,
Or look at me.
That. Right.
I'm the Tower of Strength. Be me.
Exactly. Yeah. But not being afraid of exposing and illuminating those moments when we don't know.
Yeah.
One of the title track of the record, Shatterproof,
which I love. How did you come up with that name?
Thank you. Well, because of this story. So my best friend called me, totally ticked off, because her 5-year-old daughter, who was in kindergarten at the time, was being bullied on the playground. And not like a aggressive bully. He was very manipulative. His name was Chad, and so I'll forever never name an animal Chad, or But he was telling her she was beautiful one day, and then telling her she wasn't beautiful the next.
Oh, wow.
And then not beautiful, and then beautiful, and then not beautiful. So it got
That's so
back and forth.
sophisticatedly cruel.
I know.
Right?
Well, it got so back and forth that she didn't even know how to dress in the morning, because she loved the attention when she received it.
Yeah.
But the same degree that she loved the attention was the same degree to which she absorbed his criticism and critique.
The making of a verbally abusive relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I went in, I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm like, that's it. I'm pulling a Taylor Swift. I'm going to write a song about this kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a song about this Chad kid, and I'm going to call it Shatterproof, because I want women to understand two things. I want them to know, number one, that we don't need to be dressing for boys. Like we dress for ourselves, But also that you're going to live a life either based out of fear or based out of confidence and bravery. And for Molly, for this young girl at this stage in her life with this kid, she was so just bound by his approval of her, by what he thought of her. And I'm writing this song, and I'm like, dear doubt, dear fear, I'm talking to you. Here's my line in the sand. I'm done with the games. I'm writing this, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I'm like this playground bully. I am like that. sometimes I can control and manipulate people with my words. Sometimes I can put down a girlfriend because I'm just feeling insecure. Sometimes I can criticize and critique my husband when really I'm the one that like just had a bad day, you know? Like, so I'm realizing all of these things about even just myself.
No, you just shocked me because, no, really, you are so sweet and lovely and easy to be around, and I'm sure people like you very automatically. I thought you were going to say the opposite. That you were identifying with the girl who was being bullied. Because a lot of times when people are in the public eye, you know, there's a lot of shaming that goes on because of the envy that can happen. But yet you identified with the darker side and own that. And
I identified with both.
Yeah.
I really did. I saw myself in both situations.
Yes.
I have seen myself walk around going, oh my word, did I just offend them? Oh my goodness, wait, was I clear enough there? Because they obviously took that wrong. You know, I have been that. I've been the one that's been told that I need to shove 5 cheeseburgers down my throat every day for the next month. I mean, a woman literally said this
to me.
I
can honestly say I've never been told that.
I would like that to
someone to say that to me.
I have no idea. So I've been on that end, and I've also been on the end where I'm like, being passive-aggressive with somebody, not just being honest, you know, being afraid of what they're going to think, and so I'm contriving a situation instead of just being bold, instead of just saying things the way that they are, and instead of being truthful and honest, even about my own
What
life.
I love about your word, shatterproof, is that psychologically just seeing a word can be empowering. So just seeing it, saying it, having it right in front of you can help you own it in a different kind of way. So it is almost like a shield when we put the right words in front of us. And that was another reason why I was so drawn to the title and the words. And you also go around talking to women about this theme of being bold and female relationships as well. What do you find women want to know from you or ask you?
9 times out of 10, it's how do you pull it off? Like, how do you, achieve the things that you're achieving, but how do you live life in confidence is ultimately kind of the question that I think they're asking. I think most of us realize that we're free. Most of us realize that, like, I can do anything. I don't feel inhibited or in any way, but we don't know what to do with that freedom. It's like, I get it, but now what? Like, how do I actually begin to own my life? And the interesting thing about Shatterproof Glass, it was created by, he was a musician and a chemist, which is such a bizarre combination to me. I'm like, not highly recommended. But his name was Eduardo Benedictus, and he was experimenting with chemistry and dropped a glass flask on the ground, and they would always shatter, but this one didn't because he had poured this substance in it. And I love that visual because although it fell on the ground and it was covered in cracks and there were little chips out of it, it stayed intact. And I thought, man, how powerful that being shatterproof doesn't have anything to do with what's on the outside, but it's what was poured on the inside. And as women, I think until we are fully convinced of who we are as individuals, until that happens, when that happens, that's when you begin to step outside in bravery and confidence. That's when comparisons don't hold weight anymore. That's when being approved doesn't hold weight.
So that, and that's really when you become powerful, because the way to give away your power is to let other people define who you are, tell you who you are. And to get to that point where you can define who you are. And I think that's something that comes as you get older and live life, because you start to realize these other people who are judging, they're not living in your world. You know, so their opinions don't really alter how you feel about yourself, or shouldn't change the decisions that you make that are really in your best interest. That you have to, in some ways, be the expert in your own life, which includes putting the right people in your life, because no man is an island. You know, you need the right voices. But what do you think women can do to incorporate the right words or the right mindset so that they can be bold more often than not?
So I have a phrase.
Okay. Share it. Share it.
And my girlfriends
and then please make it into jewelry so I can buy it. Okay.
So my girlfriends and I have a phrase, and it's this: "Don't should on me." Mm-hmm. And it's funny if you say it fast. Don't should on me, but
yes,
but we say that to one another because really at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I want to be an educated woman who's confident in my opinions and preferences, the way that I live my life, the way that I parent, and then anything outside of what, for me, I believe as true for our family, then you're free to live your life, right? We're free to be different because I'm okay with myself. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Do you think in some ways, now, what has been your experience with social media? You talk about in various articles and on your website how at one point some woman came up to you and saw your son or daughter, was it your son, and said that child's exhausted and he or she should, was it your son or your daughter?
That was my son.
Your son, and
he was
so this was a true story.
old.
Some woman just kind of went up to Julianna and just said, you know, your son is very tired and he should be in bed.
Well, we live a baseball life, so his bedtime's midnight.
But kind of like, hello, boundaries.
I know.
I'm sorry, is that your business?
Well, and it wasn't even, she was like, oh, poor baby. Oh, I'm so tired. Like doing one of those, not even coming straight out. But I wish I would have just looked back and said, don't should on me.
Yeah.
You don't know my life. Like, you don't know the fact that, yes, he goes to bed at midnight, but he wakes up at 11.
Right.
He wakes up sometimes at noon. My kids are just on an incredibly different schedule than everybody else. And what's important for girls and women, but even young girls, is to stop yourself before you even get to the point of believing that because somebody's pouring guilt on you or shame on you that you need to adjust your life.
You know, there's something I tell my patients, and it's really true across the board. Almost anything that is said that's negative is not personal. And it means that it's really coming from that person's psyche or history.
Absolutely.
And it's really true. And I remember when I was first taught the concept, it didn't really make sense to me because I'm thinking, well, how can it not be personal? I mean, they're kind of directing it towards, but it really is coming from them. And I really think with social media, kind of the envy level, so somebody who's in your position, who seems to have everything, can be a target. I don't know if you are or not. Do you find yourself the target of envious comments? Do you?
Yes, all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Because I don't know, but
I just block them.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got no time for that.
You know what? You really do have to.
Yeah,
you have to, because it's not healthy.
It's
to
not
even
healthy.
read it, and if they're in that space, but really from a psychological perspective, and it doesn't matter because if it happens to me, I'm blocking them too. It's a way for them not to attack themselves.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
You know, so if they can attack, now with social media, it's so easy, right? You feel angry, you feel impulsive, you can just attack.
Yeah.
So it's really important for someone in your position to have a strategy that really works.
Yes, I have. So my word for 2017 is dare.
Love it.
And part of that word for me is in the context of all of our fans or people that know us, or you know, they assume that they know everything about your life because they follow you on Instagram or something.
Right. Like,
and,
really?
But I want
by
to
that.
like, I know.
Like,
I want to dare myself to just simply ask the question why, because they're human beings too.
Yeah.
And so on social media, when it's behind a screen, there's not much you can do. But when it's in person, I had a woman tell me I looked like a whore the other day because I had red lipstick on. And she was just kind of talking to her friend. She's like, oh, she looks like a whore. Like that. And I don't
like that woman said that to you.
It took every amount of guts in this chick's body to walk up and just go, why would you say that to me?
Did you say that?
I did.
Oh, I love
I
that.
dared myself to walk up and
good.
to respect myself enough, not just to pretend that it doesn't affect me, because it does.
Yeah.
It does, absolutely does.
Yeah.
But I give it power when I pretend like it doesn't. So for me to walk up to her and say, why would you say that to me?
So what did she say?
She goes, I'm sorry, and walks away. It was as if like sunglasses came off her eyes and she saw me as a human being for the first time.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, how awesome would it be if we didn't just dare ourselves not to simply ignore it, pretending like it doesn't affect us, but to realize our humanity enough to know that it does, and then to take one more step.
Yeah.
And approach that person.
And I think that's very hard to do, because sometimes it's
so
hard to admit vulnerability. And I guess you have to pick and choose about when it makes sense.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
sometimes it makes sense to do
Sometimes
that, and
you
sometimes
sometimes you run or you push block.
Sometimes
and
the
you're done.
person's not well enough, you don't want to go there,
Yes.
and you just want to say, that's
Yeah.
on them. But I
Especially
do
when it's
like
someone
that
you
idea.
know.
Yeah.
Like, don't go there with, I mean, it's just a friend. But when it's a stranger.
When it's no,
Who doesn't know
and
you.
so I think what you saw at that moment was that she didn't have an answer. I have the answer. I mean, a lot of people are going to be envious of you, and I think the fact that you can show that you are a real person that has real struggles is so healing to so many women, because the truth of the matter is, we all want to be better. We all are trying to figure it out. It's an ongoing process, and no one has the answer, but we have certain strategies that help us get there. And I love your approach to women helping women, because I'm a big supporter of that, because we need each other.
We do.
We need each other, and I don't think you can have a really happy, successful life unless you have good girlfriends in your corner. Because women experience life in a similar way. And so we need their insights and support and knowledge. So what do you think that helps women to support one another? Because I feel that energy, and your songs certainly do that as well.
Thank you.
And your book, well, there's a book that's coming out.
Yeah.
We're all very excited about it. So maybe you'll come back and also
I
tell
would
us
love
about
to.
your book. But we
Of
still have
course.
time. But your book is going to incorporate all of these exciting ideas about how women can be bold and self-confident and not should on one another.
Right.
But anyway, I asked you a question, so I interrupted.
That's okay.
In terms of, how do you advise women support one another? And, you're in the baseball world. I mean, have you been asked to do a reality show? I mean, some of the things I've seen in the baseball world is like, it would scare me. Is it as bad in person?
No, probably not.
All
Probably
right.
not. No, I mean, I love all of the girls on our team. It's a very healthy, sweet kind of family environment. But to encourage one another and to be confident enough in who you are to realize that we all have different gifts.
Yeah.
Like I'm not skilled at the things that you're maybe skilled at. You don't love certain things that I love, and we're all created. I
would love to sing, but I can't. But it's good that I'm aware of that, because I
Yeah.
care about people.
And to
And
yes,
I don't want
exactly.
to hurt people by singing. So,
You're
but I'm
funny.
glad you have that talent. But that's such a good point. One of
Yeah.
the things I do, and maybe this is, just even an idea for your book, just how women can talk about the strategies that they incorporate into their lives to support the women in their lives.
Yes.
One of the things that I do is I say a truth.
Okay.
So if I have a really good truth to share, I want someone to know it.
Okay.
You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
Like something positive.
Right.
I want successful friends, because they're an
Yes.
extension of me. So
Yes.
I'm really proud of the people in my life when they're
Yeah.
doing well. But
Every girl needs a girl that's got her back.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
you want well-wishers.
Yes, you absolutely do.
So we do a fun little thing
Okay.
here called Keeping It Real,
Okay.
where we ask some questions. And are you willing to play along?
Yes. I'd
Okay,
love
okay.
to.
How would you describe yourself in 5 words?
Oh.
I know, it's a tough one.
It's a fun one, though. I would say rainbow, which I don't know why. I would say not punctual, which is 2 words. No awareness of time. Oh gosh, crazy a little bit, and I I'm a reader. I would describe myself as a reader.
So an intellect?
Well, I mean, if you want to put
yeah,
it that way.
I'm labeling you an intellect, a reader, an intellect.
Thank
yeah.
You. And then I would say fun.
Yes.
I love having fun in life.
That's what I
We
knew.
have lost the art of having fun, I love having fun.
And it's so important. Okay.
It is so
I'm
important.
interviewing you for my next book.
Okay, good.
Yes. Okay. The most courageous thing you've ever done.
Oh my goodness.
Does it come here?
Courage?
Does it come here?
No, my gosh. Well, okay, so I got to sing. I don't know that you would call this courage, but I was nervous. I was very nervous. I got to sing for the World Series, for Game 4 of the World Series. I was so nervous, and it just felt like such an honor at this time in our, I don't know, just with our nation. This was last year, we're singing for the World Series, and my husband was on this, I almost said the stage, on the field, and just getting to honor the people that have sacrificed for us, to allow us to play a game.
It was on Memorial Day, right?
Well, Memorial Day, but then in the World Series as well, Game 4 of the World Series. So that was, I don't know that you'd classify it courageous.
It is courageous.
For me, it was such an honoring, kind of sobering moment as an artist to stand out there with him, and then also just to kind of give back in this very incredibly small way to the people that I feel so indebted to.
You understood the power of that moment.
Yes,
and you took it on responsibly.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, Lady Gaga for sure.
Oh, really? That's so interesting, but I could see that now.
We both have platinum hair, and she sings, and she loves fashion.
Show your shoes, how fabulous they are.
Honestly,
kind of like
though,
Lady
I just
Gaga
really
shoes.
want to meet her. So I'd have to tell her
well,
about my life.
Her.
We'd have to become
Lady
friends.
Gaga, we are looking to add a new girlfriend into our posse, and we are inviting you to join us.
That's right.
There, it's going to happen now. Okay. What impresses you most about kids these days?
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. My children are so quick to sacrifice for one another.
Wow.
It is the sweetest thing. My son, without hesitation, my daughter had climbed into the pantry to get her Halloween candy down from last year.
Oh, ooh.
Brought down a 6-pack of Coke, glass Coke, shattered it all over the floor. My son walked over that, because she was screaming, she was scared. He walks over the glass in his bare feet.
Oh.
Gets her down out of the pantry, walks back over the glass, and is just totally amped up. He just saved his sister, is how he saw it. And he was so quick, without hesitation, to come to her need.
What a good sibling. You must be so proud as a mother.
Oh, I'm so proud.
That's like a proud mother moment.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I like when my kids turn to each other.
Because I've been like, you're all right, I'm going to go get some flip-flops on, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But he just saw the need, met the need without even second thought about it.
He knew how to be a hero.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, what are your top 3 goals right now?
To write this book.
Okay.
And write it really, really well. It's a message I'm so passionate about right now that...
That's the only way to write a book, because it's like giving birth.
And so it takes commitment. And it's coming out no matter what.
It really is a labor of love.
Yes.
When you write it with that intention. And I love the intention of your book. Okay.
Yeah.
So to write this book, which is happening.
Yes, to do that. You mean career goal or just life goal
Anything.
In general?
Can be whatever you want.
I want to finish my incredible stack of books that I'm trying to get through in the next 3 months.
When do you even have time to read? Oh, my goodness.
On the planes and before bed and stuff. So as funny as that is, it's such a goal of mine to actually finish all of them and get through them all, And then thirdly, I want to go on a trip with my husband. I want to set aside some time and just go
alone
and alone
and
unplug.
Where? Or maybe you don't want to tell us.
I don't know. I just want to go rogue.
Just somewhere.
Just off the map. Yes.
Well, you are amazing and a pleasure.
Thank you.
I am so delighted we had a chance to meet
I am
while
too.
you're in the city. And I hope it won't be the last time. And I hope everybody checks out Julianna's website, which I'm going to post on my Facebook page. And please share this interview once you see it. And there's lots of great things on her site to get. And please follow her because you're going to want to see what she's doing here next year and for years to come. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.